Good morning, welcome to Catex TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, October 17, 2014. You can follow us on Twitter at Catex TV. We just noticed that U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was once again forced to fly a commercial flight as his aging Boeing 757 once again broke down. This time, for a 9-hour flight, he flew from Vienna, Austria to Washington, D.C., on Austrian Airlines. This meant, of course, that he was completely out of contact with the president and the national command structure during that flight time. Bermuda is battened down and waiting and ready. Hurricane Gonzalo is going to hit the island later today as a Category 4 storm. Already tropical storm winds are battering the island. The peak of it is supposed to come sometime around 5 p.m. today. The winds are going to lash Bermuda for about 27 hours, according to meteorologists. Disturbingly, however, the path is similar to Hurricane Fabian, which hit Bermuda in 2003, causing similar damage. Meteorologists are saying that if your home or structures were damaged by Fabian, you can expect to have much the same profile. The causeway is already closed, schools are closed, businesses are shut down. And if you're trying to contact anybody in Bermuda today, you're probably talking to them at home if you can get through to them at all. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, a powerful Pacific storm has been upgraded, or will be upgraded, supposedly within the next hour, to a hurricane. This would be Hurricane Anna. It's already bringing 40-mile-an-hour winds to the Big Island of Hawaii's southern coast. It's expected to begin to hit the state later today. It's going to be closest to Hawaii when it's about 85 miles offshore sometime early this evening. It's not expected to be too much of an event except for some very heavy rain. Allstate indicated that they had catastrophe losses of $517 million for the third quarter. This would be supposedly about $160 million due to the Colorado hailstorms. We reported on that the other day. Catastrophe losses occurring in the third quarter comprised of 29 separate events at an estimated cost of $384 million. In an announcement made just now, the UK-headquartered insurance group Royal Sun Alliance confirmed that it has agreed to sell the Italian offices of its company to Itas Mutua. Itas Mutua is Italy's oldest mutual-owned insurance company. RSA is going to pass on liabilities of about £434 million with their associated assets, and in return is going to receive a goodwill payment of £19 million from ITA. RSA said that it expects to make a £28 million profit on the deal, and it would boost its tangible net assets by approximately £8 million. 14 people watching an outdoor rock concert in South Korea fell about 60 feet to their deaths earlier today when a ventilation grate they were standing on collapsed. Photos of the scene at Seonggam, just south of the capital of Seoul, showed a deep concrete shaft under the broken ventilation grate. 2 more people were unresponsive and feared dead. The victims were standing on the grate while watching an outdoor performance by a girls band called 4 Minute, which is popular across Asia. 700 people were gathered to watch the concert, which was part of a local festival. In Arkansas yesterday, a freight train collided with a sightseeing passenger train, injuring at least 15 people. The passenger train was carrying tourists on a fall foliage tour in the Ozark Mountains. The accident occurred near the town of Winslow, about 175 miles northwest of Little Rock. 5 people were critically hurt, including the conductor. The fall foliage train belonged to the Arkansas and Missouri Railroad. It remains unclear as to whether or not the trains collided head-on or whether they were using the same track before the collision occurred. The hullabaloo over Europe's collapsing economy got a little bit of a reality check earlier today when a car makers industry group said that new vehicle sales rose at their strongest pace in the past 6 months. New car registrations were up 6.4% overall, with substantial growth prevailing in all major markets, conspicuously so in Spain, where the reforms implemented after a Eurozone-led bailout of its banking sector have finally visibly improved the economic performance of the country. Sales in Spain were up 26% on the year in September. Those in the UK and Germany were up 5.6% and 5.2%. Even in stagnating France and Italy, sales were up by 6.3 and 3.3%. So it might be a economic collapse going on, but people still have money to buy new cars. Very interesting indeed. Meanwhile, the American Baseball World Series is finally set. Last night, the San Francisco Giants defeated the Cardinals of St. Louis to make it into the World Series. So now the World Series will begin in Kansas City on Tuesday, October 21st, with the first pitch at 8:07 p.m. when the Giants will play the Kansas City Royals for the best of 7. That's the news for today. Have a good weekend. We'll be watching the Ebola crisis. The latest on that is that yet another healthcare worker has been quarantined on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. This is one of the people who treated the now deceased Ebola patient in Dallas. Very interesting how mobile healthcare workers seem to be. They fly to Cleveland, they take cruises, and et cetera, all in a relatively short time. The Secretary of the CDC was in front of Congress yesterday, once again saying that this is not going to be the kind of pandemic everybody fears, but the government has yet to get quite a handle on it, it seems. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Monday.